Why do I do this? You know, I have a... Why do I do something like this? I think... I'm thinking... I really think that I am... life is... Sofia Biennale has just now ended, and here I am sitting in our little garden and feeling very happy about it, because you know it's first time when we created something like this.
Vaskisella värtinällä kivut kiertävi kerälle sykkyrälle syllättävi kerän viskovi veteen. Syytävi meren syvähän. And we don't see how beautiful nature is around us because we are mentally so occupied with this human worries that we are always worrying about.
Sofia Biennale is first time with the association of ISEAS, International Socially Engaged Arts Symposium, and the association of that wanted to continue my PhD studies or my research about the socially engaged art, and this is kind of like continuing from that. So what happened basically was that we opened our home where we live, where we have been living now in 1 year in Helsinki, in Käpylä area, and we invited artists and researchers to show their artworks from different disciplines. There were like performance artists, there were visual artists, there were musicians, there was poem, and there were also art researcher who shared their knowledge about what is happening contemporary art life in Finland, but also in Europe and globally also, I would say.
Levitän toivoni, repaleiset siivet, ne lyy ihon ohutta ilmaa. Kuin itsellenisin itseäni.
It all kind of started very kind of like from the small idea, and often I do my things like that. I get an idea and then they start to develop.
Savu harhailee tehtaan piipuissa, kuin vääryydet, jotka unohdetaan. Tai mahdollisuudet, jotka hukattiin.
One little idea is like a sparkle or matches, and luckily I have a family who like to support my this sometimes a little bit even crazy idea.
Valo syytiössä viamun, tunnit virtaa tahdottomasti, kunnes saavut taidottoman hoipentoman.
Sofia Biennale get started because I have my dear friend Sara Boer, who is living in Italy, but the background is English father and Italian mother, but born and living in Southeast Asia.
Silmä avautuu, silmä sulkeutuu, silmä avautuu, silmä sulkeutuu, silmä avautuu. Silmä sulkeutuu. valmiin rajalla.
And Sara is also a visual artist, and we have known each other quite many years. And I had an exhibition last year, 2025, in Torino, and I was thinking like, oh, and I met Sara there because Sara is living now in Torino, and I was like, wow, such a nice to meet you again. And I was saying to Sara that, but it would be so great if you would like to also come to Finland.
We make a big family.
And then I was thinking like, oh, but this Finnish artist scene is not so easy. Like everything needs to be well organized, like many years advance, I would say. And there are no free places for artists. And then I was thinking like, how could I get Sara here? And then I was like, okay, we have an apartment. I can also have an exhibition there. And then it started to grow.
I used to be the type that strode into the fire, frozen in borrowed attire. Whenever a half-hollow sorrow would kick up then expire, my dreams made me a liar. What I wanted wasn't what I would have wanted if I hadn't been so ill at ease with these tones. It's almost impossible to chill with a cardiac contusion. But I'm through with that illusion, because I lose and I bruise when I choose that solution. I'm human. How do I hold this holy office? How to flip the soul system imposed on our promise. In my visions, I convene with a troupe of beat shamans who sweat out their sagas in holy cipher saunas. I feel like the heat is upon us. False demons are scheming to take everything from us. But the soul of the solstice illuminates our hearts. Even when trust springs wintry, our hope is off the charts in each other, and the miracles the living world imparts. The cynicism clears. We cyclic sinners hear our own simmering fears, and we're lost the least when we know we've been found, listening to our innermost glimmers of holy sound. The sweet salt of our tears nourishes the trembling ground, resembling how even the quietest voices can be loved to be loud. I used to be intent on expecting the best, never hedging my bets at my own head's request, telling stories to my psyche without heeding the rest. Only newly lonely since my ego left the nest. I'm an eagle from the west, soaring blessed and flawed. I'll fly into myself and attest like a precious message from the gods, long awaited, collocated with the sound of sweet applause internally. The crash of waves clashing on a seldom sleepy shore, all intended verbally to learn what came before. Eventually, I mean, a century of dreams can shake me to my core, although I don't know what it means to be better than I was in every single case. But I think I've found a headspace without all these lead weights holding our hearts down. So I'll step out of my set pace, hand on my chest plate, because even the blessed ache, and listen to how hope sounds. I used to be the king of rampant expectations. Now I want to lose that crown and think in revelations.
Very good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Nice. Beautiful.
And we ended up to have it 3 days, and with 22 artists or researchers taking part. And I think the program was somehow really amazing. It was combined with a lot of talking, a lot of different kind of arts. I think every day was very special and very unique. And I think it's also the one trick about it is that when it's happening in somebody's private home, is that it's create really unique feeling.
We start Sofia Biennale now, and we start with Tim's presentation. And me and Tim, we have never met actually as person, so it's first time for us, but we have been connected because Tim is working in a University of Arts in
But I first want to introduce some sort of key terminology as kind of a groundwork to these topics of the session. And actually, the next slide isn't actually about neurodiversity. It's not really neurodiversity terminology, but rather it's a pathologizing framing of stimming. So The word stimming is an appropriated term. It was kind of taken back by autistics from the medical terminology in its phrasing of self-stimulatory behavior or self-stimulating behavior.
I'm glad you're gone, and you laugh. Luckily, I love your laugh. You're not laughing at me, 'cause you love me. And I believe it's true, and I love you too. I may not say it too often, but I really do. Your engine start. The squealing of the seagulls is pounding on my eardrums. Strange woman stares at me. She has an Elvis tattoo on her arm. The king winks at me. I touch her lip. I'm all shook up, she said. But I don't dare to tell anyone. She smiles at me. And the bus driver turns up Billy Idol in the darkest hour of the night. He wanted me more, more, more. Oh, the drill is pounding on the back of my head. I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
If we think about the Finnish people, we are quite shy people. We don't want to disturb someone. So I think if we think about it, how easy it was to get people to Sofia Biennale, I think the most difficult thing was that it is private home. At the same time, where it is somehow easy part and nice part and intimacy, but at the same time it is also very difficult because you are really coming to somebody's home, and I don't think we Finns are very easily ready for that.
So basically, like how can institution ensure they are genuinely accessible and supportive for example, neurodiverse professionals, and more broadly, how can they better champion the vital role that diverse culture and art play in our society?
There's no other way. It has to be a societal revolution that gives equal human rights to all humans, artists or not artists. And that's what we're missing, and that's what artists, I think, are supposed to strive for or speak for, one way or another. And,
So it's a way of cutting out half of the people that would do it, no? But if you really believe in it, you really want to
about funding.
We found
They have money plus a great idea. It will be a better world, and which is larger than the parts together. So the idea is better than the small things.
But we did it. We offered our home for the public, and I felt that we succeed, like more than I accepted. I think the beauty of the Sofia Biennale lies there, that there were so many different kind of artists, art disciplines, and point of view when we created these conversations together.
I played the song by piano, so I will have a piano accompaniment played by me.
theme, like this is about abuse. This is about female teenager that has this huge hormonal power, but that doesn't really know what to do with it. It's not ready to manage it. And then there is this beautiful cat for a woman of my age.
I started to draw that I just take some ink and I put it on the paper, and then it happens. And I've been also teaching of this my technique because it's so easy. It just comes.
Decided, okay, we have 3 parts, we have 3 places. Akmal will edit one, what is this first part, then it's the second part.
So beautiful and so romantic.
Sure. But yes, I'm very happy because you are here in Sofia Biennale and it was your first solo gig in ever in Europe. So very happy. Next we have next is a piano, who is my friend Nicola Nuaso.
Nämä on niitä, jotka on tällainen tuonut esille. Hänen kaulut on päällä. Sitten tuolla on eri. Ja Katjalle sitten siellä niitä pieniä siellä perässä. Tai parvekkeessa.
Se on ihanaa tällaista järjestää.
Aika menee lommat. Hei, se on joku vitsi.
I am speaking now here and we can see it as if it matters, this background noise, but I think it will be anyway be there. I finished my doctoral studies in last January and now I'm a doctor of art, and I think like my topic has always been this kind of socially engaged art and the collaboration with art and science, and I feel that I don't feel I know that we are more when we are together. We are absolutely, people should always collaborate. We should always do things together because when you are only by yourself, by your own ideas, they might be great, but where the magic happens, it's really there when we are doing something together. And I think it was very nice example of these things what we created in Sofia Biennale. There were some moments when I was like looking things like happening, like my mouth open like a wow, is it really happening?
I really like Jean's cleverness, his ideas about the life, and I think something about your lyrics in your music also is the same thing what affect me when I'm listening your music, and I'm so proud, Jean.
I think it was really something special, something magical. And I think this is the thing what can happen with the art, that when you can put yourself in that position as a child can be, when you have your imagination, that you are not afraid, that you can be somehow connected with the surroundings, when you have this curious mindset and you are not afraid, that you think like, okay, maybe, how about, let's go.
Well, sunshine on a rainy day makes as much sense as the month of May. Some say they may, but then they don't. Well, if you can, then please just don't. Yeah, the fake is wearing thin. Invite me in. Well, to thine own self you must be true. It's the only thing that belongs to you. The rest just noise and incessant din. Very certain find nothing. Go take it on the chin and invite me in. Yeah, tell me where you've been. Harmonics, you were saying. And invite me in.
And what I think is important is the art, because art has this possibility that it can glue different kind of perspective. Like there can be like a mathematics, or there can be the scientist, or there can be kind of political issues. But how to combine these things is the trick. How do we get a new knowledge? And I know it's a very small thing, what we did it in Sofia Biennale, but I still believe in this. Kind of like practicing and believing that when we are doing things together, when we are putting different people and different aspects and different kind of things together, it's something bigger than single person can never do it.
Chin chin, guys. Vive l'art.
So let's continue. I have few questions for our dear panelists. My first question is that, do you see art as something that reflects society or challenges it, or maybe actively participates in shaping it, or something else entirely?
But I think like it would be important for artists as well to like encourage people to visualize something beautiful beyond this like far right climate change and biodiversity loss. It's important to talk about this and acknowledge them and react to them, but I think this bigger picture is something that is really hard to visualize, and I think it's a challenge that art could definitely take on.
And this is something that I hope it will spread. Like my wish is that this knowledge, what we have learned here, will spread and will be done also somewhere else, because this is what art education at its best is. It is learning. It is learning new things. It is creating something what hasn't been existing. for me, it is really important that I create space. Like Homi Papa is talking about the third space, that when we are creating some kind of atmosphere and space, what is like hybrid space or this third space, where this kind of like liminal space, where it's more possible to experience collaboration with different kind of people and different kind of arts and different kind of philosophical aspects. And I think we really succeed with that.
Voidat jookivetkin. Liikkeelle lähtee kukkasetkin. Liikkeelle lähtee kukkasetkin. Netukat metsärin puutarhatkin. Netukat metsärin puutarhatkin. Liikkuja metsämä pornamin. Liikkuja metsämä pornamin. Sitten eespäin tiellä taiston. Eespäin tiellä taiston. Rinta rinnan astukaamme. Rinta rinnan astukaamme. Niille laulusoipi. Niille laulusoipi. Jatka Ryppinen on toimin.
I learned to look at the world in the way that I'm always fascinated by things, by phenomena, by a lot of things that are related to how you view the world, because we all perceive things differently.
Tää ei viimeinen ottaisto. Tää ei viimeinen ottaisto. Rintamaamme yhkäätte. Rintamaamme yhkäätte. Niin luonnossa kaikki biodiversiteetti, diversiteetti ja puut ja kaikki kukat ja eliöt ja bakteerit ja kaikki isot ja pienet ja kaikki.
And importantly, art is not only about expression, it's about entering into a relationship with the world and with others. And in that encounter we are challenged and we have the possibility to become agents who can respond responsibly and not just think or imagine, but actually take an action towards transformation and perhaps even a better world.
Mä tykkään siitä, kun kaikki toimii.
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 Mä tykkään siitä, kun kaikki toimii. Mä tykkään siitä.
Because it's so many artists that they do it in their own way to make visible things, and that's actually like which I taught first, that it's communication, so that's how you do it, just to communicate. And sometimes it just wakes really bad feelings or good feelings, strong feelings or none sometimes.
Verisuonissamme kiertää. Verisuonissamme kiertää. Hei, tää bubum. Bubum. Ja me sanotaan bubum. Seuraatte vaan. Bubum. Verisuonissamme kiertää. Verisuonissamme kiertää. Sydän sanoo bum bum. Sydän sanoo bum bum. Jatkautuu se on bum ja homma.
Jatkautuu se on bum ja homma.
Hoituu homma, hoituu homma.
Hoituu homma, hoituu.
Jatketaan. Tykkää siitä, kun kaikki toimii.
Tykkää siitä, kun kaikki toimii.
Tykkää siitä, kun kaikki toimii. Mä tykkään siitä, kun kaikki toimii. Tykkää siitä, kun kaikki toimii.
And I think that there is a lot of discussion that the change starts somehow, like, you know, we have to let people to think themselves what is meaningful them, like what is meaningful for them, and respect it. And it can be whatever, like, you know, everybody knows that we have engineers in some point, engineer has been important to you, then it created to the art in some point, it can be, and we have seen, for example, in the, you know, when the graffiti was like, you know, neglected art form, the people who were doing it, it was like, you know, the criminals, and now the artists in the, they're in the museums, and same with the comics, everything. So kind of like, let's see what the, for example, young people are doing now. It might be the art in the future.
Huopatossu kaupungissa. Mä toistetaan. Huopatossu kaupungissa. Huopatossu kaupungissa. Huopatossu kaupungissa.
Huopatossu kaupungissa.
Huopatossu kaupungissa.
Huopatossu kaupungissa.
Huopatossu kaupungissa.
Huopatossu kaupungissa.
Ihan matan. Huopatossu kaupungissa. näiden seinien sisällä. Ei mikään enää saa tuhota. Ja kuituilla kaduilmaan on suloista tassutellaan. Ja villaisten talojen seinille voit ajella pelloutella törmäillen. Huopatossu kaupungissa, huopatossu kaupungissa, huopatossu kaupungissa, huopatossu kaupungissa, huopatossu kaupungissa, huopatossu kaupungissa, huopatossu kaupungissa. Ja poliisiauto sanoo piippaa, piippaa. Ja katujyrää vastaan mikraa, mikraa. Ja hiljaa joulun kellot kajahtaa, kun mekkokorsua polva pihahtaa. Mentä rauhassa nukkumaan, lämpöön katuojan villan. Ja pörräiset enkelit sua tuudittaa, mut alkaa lampaita laskemaan. Huopatossu kaupungissa, tum. 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 Huopatossu kaupungissa.
Kiitos Maija ihan hirmu paljon. Mikä tähti sä olet?
And why do I do these kind of things? Is that it's important for me. I think something that it sparkles inside me. I have this kind of creative fire inside me, and it is some kind of like natural force. I just need to do it. This kind of things makes my life meaningful. That I feel that I have created something what matters, and it doesn't matter only me. It matters for other people also. It feels somehow something so important that I can share my knowledge how to organize things and how to make things happen. It's like being a little bit like a magic man, making little tricks. Look, this is how we can do things.
osakseni näille töille tehtäville, vammoille vaottaville. Hui!
And this is my hope. And I really hope that the next Biennale, Sofia Biennale, after 2 years, will be something different. It's always my wish to create and learn and do more.